All right, so backstage right now, there is a lot of talk and there's a lot of heat on the COO of the company, Triple H. Now, this report was actually quite reported about a few hours ago. There was question of did Triple H hurt Roman Reigns' push? Now, there was a lot of heat on the game over Roman Reigns. The fact that, there's a lot of dirt sheets and reports going around saying that there was a lot of heat on Triple H and complaints over his no sell of the beating he gave to Roman. I mean, actually the um beating that Reigns gave to him back in the time of TLC. But added to that, people pointed to the crotch chop on Raw as a sign that Triple H is no longer really behind the cause of getting Reigns as the face. Now, the fact is that Triple H, uh, right now, the feeling is that Triple H no longer wants to push Roman Reigns as the next face of the company. I think this is absolutely huge because what is this going to happen for WrestleMania? I mean, at WrestleMania, the biggest prediction, the most predictable WrestleMania that could be as a main event, Reigns to overcome Triple H and become the next world champion. But after this Saturday night, this could change, but I think it's gonna stay the same as the main event, Triple H versus Reigns. In addition to this, in addition to this internal heel for his role against Reigns, Vince has also got a problem with the game. Now, the Vince McMahon versus Triple H dynamic is something that a lot of people have been talking about internally, and even more since Shane McMahon's back, and now, he's appeared on the scene, and now the feeling is that if Shane actually does sign a contract to be, an exec, to be back in a company, and then the feeling is that it will be Vince McMahon playing a Shane against Triple H versus Stephanie, a real life sort of heat a situation. But the thing is that there are a lot of people saying they're stating that some of the attention is over differing opinions over NXT. Now, some people were saying that Vince does not like how he's perceived as this old and out of touch guy, and how there is a perception that the company needs Vince to walk away and let Triple H run it, and now things will be great, citing that NXT as the example, because ever since Triple H has been in charge, NXT has been awesome. NXT is the future. I mean, I'm loving it. I mean, as the example, he's already been given, Vince isn't going to step aside. I don't think he's going to. My take on this is that Triple H has not done Reigns any favors. And I think that he sort of deserves a lot of the blame for his WrestleMania main event woos. Now, do I like Reigns? Of course not. Do I think he is a great wrestler? Of course not. But the thing is, I'm going to have to live with this, is that he is going to be the next face over the several years. So make it good. Don't shove him down all of our throats like we did over the past few years with John Cena, because now we need John Cena back more than ever. We don't want Reigns to become the next face. So make us like Reigns now, make us improve his mic skills, for God's sake. Do not do anything like that back in last week with Jack and the Beanstalk, or I don't even know, because now there are a lot of memes going around saying that, oh, this made Reigns look really strong. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about with CM Punk, the podcast. But if you look back to December, the point is that Reigns was over when, against the genuine heels like Sheamus and McMahon. But in contrast, Triple H has been the fan baiting as a cool heel, because now there is absolutely no way that he should have been throwing that DX crotch chops when beating the face, the baby face up, because now you can understand that the crowd are loving this whole thing. I mean, when I was watching this, I was very confused. I was very excited. I was very happy because I don't like Reigns, and I have a right to have an opinion and not like someone because I'm a fan myself. But the fact is that I was very confused at the same time, because Triple H was getting cheered due to all these actions. I mean, you can understand why some people in the WWE will be very frustrated, as this entire Mania saga, feels like Triple H just wanting the privilege of main eventing the biggest WrestleMania ever. And I think he didn't care what impact his role would actually have. And for problems between McMahon and Triple H. I think NXT and Raw, they're all very different brands, and you can see that there are differences between Hunter's version, between Triple H's vision of wrestling in NXT and Vince McMahon's vision of wrestling on the mainstream roster shows. And, you know, I think that right now I don't see Shane McMahon making a business return in the WWE. I think that the crowd wants it, but I think due to all these backstage heat situations, it's not really going to happen. I think Vince may want to assert this control and, remind people who is boss. I think he actually showed that when he suspended Titus O'Neil, which I personally am against, but he is ultimately still on side with his, son-in-law and Stephanie, but he's working very closely with them and he's invested in them as the future of the business. So the way I see it is that right now there's a lot of feeling. Overall, this whole video has been about Triple H, people having the feeling that Triple H is hogging the spotlight once again. They're having the feeling that Triple H is not giving the reins the push that he needs if he wants to be the face of this company. And Vince McMahon's trying to agree on this, but not entirely, and it's getting all very confusing. And now Shane McMahon's in this situation, and everything's going on, and I don't really know what's going on. I feel like making another video about this whole situation, break it down, and I don't really know what's going on. But the good news is that the company have officially broken attendance record for WrestleMania 32. I'm not really sure what the number is. Let me just search this up and see what's going on. But it's officially been sold out with 84,000 tickets gone off as of this week. This puts the whole company, the whole 79,000 record attendance at Wembley Stadium and SummerSlam has been officially broken. It's been officially broken, and I don't really know how this happened, to be honest. Imagine if there was Seth Rollins and Cena and Randy Orton and Cesaro. Imagine how much money that these people can make. But it's amazing to see how much they've made with so many little roster main eventers. Anyways, your thoughts, your comments down below. What are your feelings? Do you think that Reigns is getting that push that he needs to become? I'm not saying what he deserves, because I think that there are a lot of more deserving people. I'm not going to name them because otherwise I'll get heat for this. But anyway, thanks for watching. Peace.